Jason Miyares, Virginia Attorney General. Sir, thank you for coming on today. Nice to see you here. This is what the story reports in fiscal year 2021. Took about 11 and a half months for that application to go through. Now in fiscal year 2024, it's about 5 months' time. What do you think about this? And remember, in all this, these are green card holders. They've been here for some time.
Yeah, I mean, and what this really is why you have such suspicion is there's a complete lack of trust by the American people with the Biden-Harris administration. We've seen the largest human migration into the United States in our nation's entire history just since Biden-Harris have taken office, over 8 million illegal crossings on our southern border. As a result, you have a lot of individuals that are wondering, are they doing the proper vetting and security backgrounds like my family did, but my uncle and my mother from Cuba, they had to do a proper amount of vetting and background before they were actually able to take that amazing moment to become a citizen. We're good and decent and generous people. We have the highest levels of legal immigration in the world. The one thing Americans want to know is, are you here? Do you have a criminal background? Are you somebody that should be in our country, or are you bringing some of your criminal elements from your home country with you with a criminal record? Is that actually happening? Well, look at what's happening on our southern border, in which Kamala Harris was the point person for. 83% of the people apprehended at the border that are actually stopped at the border are simply given a piece of paper that says, we'll see you in court 4 or 5 years from now. It is the definition of a catch and release program. And when Americans see that, and we see what's happening in Virginia, where time after time again, you have individuals, some cases that have been apprehended at the border, they've been let go, and then they've been picked up on multiple cases of violent crime, sometimes sexual assaults against minors. It's those types of actions that is making every state a border state. And the American people, they're generous, they're decent, but they don't want to feel like they're being taken advantage of. That's what they feel like right now with their southern border. And the idea that Kamala Harris is somehow going to fix our border problems, I mean, that's like saying, let's put Colonel Sanders in charge of PETA. It's not going to happen. It's been on her watch. It's been her responsibility. And by every objective measure, Kamala Harris has failed at her job. It's time for, they came in together and they can leave together as far as I'm concerned.
I imagine, the one thing I do want to point out, or maybe just get your take on, is that there are people like your family who came across and did it properly. My husband is similar. I think we all know people who did that, and they did it properly. It took a long time. It was very arduous. It could have cost extra money, and it just seemed like the process was so laborious. But we've also had information that those are the people that are actually the most angry about the open southern border.
Correct.
So if they are becoming citizens, if they are going to get to vote, and they've been waiting for years, that doesn't necessarily mean that they are on this fast track to vote for Kamala Harris. They actually could be very disappointed in what Biden and Harris have done.
Well, yeah, you're exactly right. The people that have played by the rules, they've done it the right way, they've gone through the extensive background check and the health checks. There's a certain level of frustrations of people that are cutting in lines and doing it the wrong way. And that's why you're seeing on county after county on our southern border, areas that used to be purple or blue are now turning red. Why? Because they are seeing firsthand what they're seeing, this spirit of lawlessness that is happening on our southern border. It's driving down wages. You're seeing, obviously, the migrant crime of individuals. There's no, I could tell you as a former prosecutor, there's no anger like the anger of somebody who's been the victim of a crime, and then they realize this person is either was back on the streets when they shouldn't have been, or in these cases, individuals that should have never been in a position to harm an innocent loved one or an individual. Yeah. That type of frustration, that type of anger is palpable in these communities.
So,
we're seeing
one
in
more
Virginia
thing
and
here.
across the country.
Yeah, one more thing here. Then I'll get to the cost of New York, of what we're paying for the migrants, and it's in the billions of dollars. Put up this picture of Corey Alvarez. Bill Malusian was just reporting this. A Haitian illegal immigrant came to the U.S. Well, actually, he was flown into the U.S. and committed these crimes. What's Kamala Harris going to say to the victims of these crimes? And it's not just in Massachusetts. I'm sure you've got your own cases in the state of Virginia.
We do. Bedford County, Campbell County, Fairfax County. It is utterly tragic. Now, sometimes you have, in the cases of Bedford and Campbell, you have sheriffs that are serious about actually working with ICE. But you have other areas where you have social justice sheriffs that are refusing to even notify ICE an individual of a detainer, that individual needs to be picked up that's being picked up on a charge. And so you've seen this time and time again where you have local government officials, or in some case local electeds, whether it's your Commonwealth's attorney or your sheriff, that just refuses even to work with ICE. And we know that Kamala Harris says we should consider abolishing ICE, and that famous interchange where she essentially insinuated that the ICE could be compared to the KKK. It's those type of actions that show the American people simply do not trust her on the border. This is the greatest national security moment of our time. 241 individuals on the terrorist watch list have been apprehended at the border. Ask yourself this question. If you're on the FBI terrorist watch list, why are you trying to sneak into this country? And so many of those of us in law enforcement are so worried that the next 9/11 is not going to be planes hijacked. It's going to be somebody that crosses over our southern border and targets innocent Americans. And we're going to look back at that moment and we're going to react in horror. And how in the world did we allow this to happen? We allowed this to happen because of the misguided policies of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have allowed this mass migration into this country. Okay. And that's why every American, this is at the top of their list.
Well, that's just one view from one state, Virginia. Jason Miyares, thanks for coming on today.